Hi, I'm the Box Office Wizard bringing you weekend box office predictions and movie review. Hey, it's been a couple weeks since I've been on. 1 week had some few issues going on, electronic wise. Last weekend, I just could not get a show together. I was very busy, just couldn't get around to it. So, apologize for that in case you're anticipating it. But either way, I'm back and we'll get things caught up. So for today's show, I'm gonna do. Real quick, catch you up on Beat the Expert, give my predictions for this coming weekend, and also lots of movie news coming up. So, for Beat the Expert so far, we're about almost 7 months in now, and Box Office Pro is still having a commanding lead at 82%. Box Office Mojo's in second at 81.2%. I'm in third at 80.6%, so I'm still hanging in there. Just got a lot of work to do here because it's going to get harder as the year progresses on... Going to have some really big weeks. And then last is Box Office Profits at 79.1%. I will say the Box Office Pro had a huge week last week, though. I think it was like 95 or 96%. So, I mean, he was on it on every single movie. So, kudos to them. So, for this weekend, a couple new movies coming out. And it's going to be really interesting to see what Valerian does. But go ahead. We'll start with the number 10. I'm going to go with Cars 3. This movie's now at 141 million here in the U.S., about only 83, 84 million overseas. So this movie's only performed about half of what the last Cars movie did. So obviously this franchise, they knew they'd take a hit. But right now, I don't see it really performing too much more after this. So either way, though, they're going to make some money off of it. I think it's only like an $80 or $85 million budget. So either way, though, it'll have an okay weekend at 1.98 million. Coming in ninth will be the movie Wish Upon. It had a debut of $5.5 million last week. It's going to drop at least in half. I'm going to put it real close to that. Actually, it's about 55%. I'm going to go with 2.18 million for this coming weekend. Next is the movie The Big Sick. It's performed very well so far with 18 million in the bank. It's about what it's probably as expected. It's kind of been one of those where they keep playing with how many theaters. You know, it's gone up, keeps going up. Kind of word of mouth has helped it too. I think it'll still have a pretty good weekend, though. I'm going to put it at 5.29 million for this coming weekend. Coming in seventh will be Baby Driver. This movie continues to do very well. It should have crossed over the 100 million worldwide, I think either yesterday or the day before. It was real close. There was like 99.3 or 0.4, so still going to have a very good weekend here. Only a $34 million budget, so I would venture to guess they'll probably have a sequel to this down the line. Another good weekend, like I said. I'm going to put it at 5.7 million for this coming weekend. Next is Despicable Me. 629 million in the bank now worldwide. Obviously not going to approach the numbers that Minions did last, but either way, though, this franchise is doing very well. Only an $80 million budget, so there's definitely probably going to be at least one more movie of these. Before the people kind of move on and say, hey, seen things better. This franchise, though, has a very loyal following. Either way, though, it's going to be double digits for it this weekend. I'm going to put it at 10.8 million for this coming weekend. Next is the movie Valerian. You see the look on my face. I just have no idea what to think of this movie. If you've seen Jupiter Ascending, which I've actually tried now twice to start this movie, and I just can't get into Jupiter Ascending. I am going to sit and watch it one day. But this is the same feel I'm getting for this movie. I really don't know why this movie was made. They are promoting it that it's the movie of the century, basically, from what I'm seeing. I don't think it's anywhere close. The other movie that they've been comparing it to is John Carter. I actually love John Carter if you haven't seen it. So I definitely recommend it. If you have seen it, let me know what your thoughts were if you did see it. Either way, though, this movie's not going to do very well this weekend. I think it's really going to struggle. I'm going to put it at 15.8 million, and that might be really stretching it. So, coming in fourth this weekend will be Spider-Man. It's almost now at 500 million worldwide. Obviously, the crossover has been a success so far. Did have a huge drop last weekend, which wasn't a surprise at 62%. I think it'll have close to the same drop as well this weekend. Either way, though, it's going to be a good weekend for it at 19.7 million. Coming in third this week is Girls Trip. Obviously a new movie. This has been one that's been really hard to determine as well. There will be a loyal following with the ladies that are in this movie. But either way, though, I I'm really curious to see where the other people are predicting this movie at. I think it will struggle somewhat, but at the same time, I think it will still have a decent showing. Though I'm gonna put it at 21.8 million, and you know, just from the reviews are pretty good. The trailer, I really didn't care much for the movie, but either way, though, like I said, it does have a loyal following with many of the ladies in it. So hopefully, it'll do well, but we'll just have to wait and see. So coming in second will be War for the Planet of the Apes. It will give up the #1 spot. Either way, though, good start so far at 121 million. I'm going to put it at about a 55% drop, maybe just a touch more. But either way, though, it would have a great second weekend at 25.3 million. And coming in first will be the movie Dunkirk. Well, this movie has been well received. It looks great. It's been put together very nicely. So kudos to Christopher Nolan. So either way, though, it's going to have a big weekend. I'm going to put it at 51.5 million for this coming weekend. Movie news. The first one is Matt Reeves. I read an article where he has basically said that the Batman movie is now going to be, everything's going to be done from scratch. Just read another article right before I came down here to do my video, and they're basically going to phase Ben Affleck out. He's 45 years old is what it's basically saying. Of course, this is not confirmed, but they kind of want to take a new direction. They may keep him in for some of the newer movies right now with Justice League and so forth, but then Matt Reeves' Batman might be someone totally different that would be younger. So, going to have to kind of wait and see where that direction goes. But, you know, it's not surprising at the same time because there has been a lot of start and stop with this movie so far. Quentin Tarantino, probably not new news to a lot of you that are fans of his, but either way, though, he has announced that his next film, which he has already written and he will direct, is based on the Charles Manson murders. I'm excited for this movie. This is I've read several books on the murders themselves. You know, of course, I love his movies as well. One thing that has surprised me, though, is that Sharon Tate's sisters already came out and said that Jennifer Lawrence shouldn't be in the movie because she's not pretty enough to play Sharon Tate. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I obviously missed something. If you know, let me know. Put those in the comments below. But either way, though, I'm looking forward to this movie. So next is James Bond. Right now, it's a go for Daniel Craig once again to play James Bond at least one more time, possibly two. I'm still not going to get my hopes up until production starts with him, but either way, though, I am very excited for that news. And last but not least, Deep Blue Sea, if you've ever seen that. Sci-Fi announced that they are going to do a sequel to it. So obviously it's going to be on the cable networks. But either way, though, no word if Samuel Jackson's going to be in it. It doesn't. His name has not popped up, but Michael Beach is actually supposed to be starring in it. So either way, though, it's looking good for him. Just a real quick update. I'm going to do a bottom of the barrel segment on The Mummy. Obviously, this movie was to kick off the Dark Universe franchise, get everything going again for them, for Universal, and starting out 170 million worldwide, so obviously it didn't take off very well here in the U.S., but overall, though, it was actually Tom Cruise's largest debut worldwide, so things were looking okay. If you add in the numbers, their numbers I found is that they reported for production and distribution was production and marketing was 195 million. Distribution and ads was about 150 million. As of Wednesday, the numbers were about 390 million worldwide gross. So if you do all the tabulation with this movie, they're actually looking at a loss at this point of about 80 million at this point. So not really sure what to think of that right now. I'm actually disappointed. I was really hoping that, you know, that The Mummy would have just started off and just kicked everything into gear for them. Was it the right choice? Was it the actor? You know, was it just a poor movie? So, you know, it could be a number of things, but either way, though, I'm really hoping that they continue and don't just put everything on the table for now and start over. So, let me know what your thoughts are on that as well. So, hey, get your predictions in, put those in the comments below as well, and I'll share those on the show. And until next time, I'll continue giving you predictions you can count on. They're better than the weatherman. Take care.